Alright, let's dive into this because it's a topic that's got the hockey world buzzing. And personally, I think it's a perfect example of how rankings can spark some serious debate. So, the NHL Network just dropped their top 20 wingers list. And guess who barely squeaked in at number 20? Raymond of the Detroit Red Wings. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty, let me just say this. Rankings are always subjective. But what makes this really interesting is the contrast between Raymond's inclusion and the snub of his teammate, Alex DeBrincat. It's like, how does one player make the cut while the other doesn't? Especially when DeBrincat's stats are, frankly, impressive. I mean, tied for third in goals and 15th in points over the past 2 seasons. That's not something you just overlook. But let's take a step back and think about it. What does this say about how we evaluate players? Is it just about the numbers, or is there something more nuanced at play here? Personally, I think it's a mix of both, and that's where the debate gets juicy. The NHL Network's panel, Jameson Coyle, E.J. Radek, and Mike Rupp, clearly had their criteria, focusing on recent performance and future potential. But here's the thing, Raymond's consistency over the past 3 seasons, averaging 28 goals and 76 points, is undeniable. Yet, DeBrincat's snub feels like a head-scratcher. What many people don't realize is that these lists aren't just about who's the best right now, they're also about who's trending upward. Raymond, at 24, is still seen as having room to grow, while DeBrincat, despite his stellar numbers, might be viewed as more of a known quantity. This raises a deeper question. Are we undervaluing consistency in favor of potential? Or is it the other way around? Now, let's talk about the top of the list because, honestly, Nikita Kucherov at number 1 is no surprise. 2 Hart trophies and 3 Art Ross trophies? That's MVP and scoring leader territory. But what this really suggests is that Kucherov isn't just a flash in the pan. He's a player who's consistently dominating the league. And when you look at the rest of the top 5, David Pastrnak, Kirill Kaprizov, Mitch Marner, and Mikko Rantanen, it's clear that these are players who are not only performing at a high level but are also seen as cornerstones of their respective teams. A detail I find fascinating is how the list reflects the current state of the NHL. Teams like Tampa Bay, Boston, and Minnesota are well represented, which makes sense given their recent success. But it also highlights the league's shift toward younger, dynamic wingers who can both score and create opportunities. If you take a step back and think about it, this list isn't just about individual talent, it's a snapshot of where the NHL is headed. Younger players like Cole Caulfield, Matthew Tkachuk, and Raymond are being recognized not just for what they've done but for what they're capable of. This isn't just about today, it's about the future of the league. Now, let's circle back to Raymond and DeBrincat because, in my opinion, their contrasting fates on this list are a microcosm of a larger conversation in hockey. How do we balance current performance with future potential? And more importantly, how do we ensure that we're not overlooking players who are consistently delivering? From my perspective, DeBrincat's snub is a reminder that sometimes, the players who are quietly putting up numbers get overshadowed by the flashier, younger talents. But here's the thing, consistency matters. And while Raymond's inclusion is well-deserved, it's also a testament to the potential the panel sees in him. So, where does this leave us? Personally, I think this list is a great starting point for a conversation about how we evaluate players. It's not just about who's the best right now, it's about who's going to be the best in the years to come. And that, my friends, is what makes this list so fascinating. It's not just a ranking, it's a window into the future of the NHL. So, what do you think? Is Raymond's spot at number 20 justified? And should DeBrincat have made the cut? Let me know in the comments below, because this is a debate that's far from over.